Hi, you're joining us out today on a Midlands reservoir. We're out today targeting some predatory species. It's late summer, but we've had a much cooler than average summer this year, so the water temperatures have still remained quite low, around the 18-degree mark, which is good for some species such as Zander and Perch that can be quite active in these sort of conditions. You will get the odd pike as well. They're not really what we're targeting today, but we'll take whatever comes. I find on this time of year you tend to find the predators will move into slightly deeper water, and we will sort of target them in a slightly different manner to what you target them on your average venues where you're looking at water that's less than 10-15 foot deep. So when I say fly fishing deep water, I'm not talking about fishing 50, 60, 80 foot. I'm talking deep water for fly fishing, which deep water to me is between 20 and 30 feet deep. Can fish in deeper water, but I tend not to go past 35. So yeah, in this video I'll hopefully be able to show you a few tips on retrieves, tackle setup, lines, etc. to use to catch some of these predators while fishing in deeper water. So we're off the mark, been fishing 30 foot of water now, using a sink 7 line, and we marked some fish. Some of them were sitting about 10 foot off the bottom, so I put the line behind the boat, let a bit of line out, let it go down 40 seconds, slow figure of 8 back, about halfway through the retrieve, had a solid bang, and we got the first zander of the day. So I'll just show this to you now. He's just resting in the net. And there we have it. Healthy zander. Around the 8 pound mark. I'm not going to weigh this one. But yeah, we'll sort of get this fish unhooked, get it back, and hopefully get another one. Right, let's talk some tackle then. So for this style of fishing, your standard trout gear is just not going to do. I mean, you might hook the odd predator while trout fishing and you might get it in, but we want to be able to land these fish quite quickly so they go back unharmed. So today my choice of tackle is a 9-weight rod. It's a 9-foot 9-weight rod. This model's the Wychwood PDR. Got that with a matching reel, fast sinking line, and about 20 pound leader with a 80 pound bite trace on. If I'm fishing for pike, I'll normally use wire, but I'm after zander today, so fishing heavier fluoro, but generally the pike don't bite through that. So yeah, as you can see, I've got a good selection of flies. You don't need this many flies. This is a collection I've built over a few years. But what I'd say in general, you probably want something a bit jazzy, a bit flashy, something like this that really flashes out, can be quite good at triggering bites, especially when the fish aren't that active. Then possibly going something a bit more natural, like a perch or a roach, can be good for a few bites if they are hitting bait fish and stuff. So just like you do when trout fishing, match the hatch. Black, it's also a good colour. I do have quite a few black flies, and then I'll have a few flies that are really bright colours. Also, same thing as a flash to attract aggressive reaction take. And then it also pays to have a few like dull flies like this, like just dull, no flash, no nothing. Sometimes when fish are being very wary, they've seen a lot of pressure, flash can spook them off. So it pays to have a good selection, but you don't need full boxes of flies. If you just keep it natural, dark, flash, no flash, 4 patterns, a couple of each, and you're sort of ready to go. Okay, so we've covered tackle and flies and tactics, but one of the most important things to me is fish safety. Everyone needs to at least have these unhooking tools. A pair of long nose heavy duty pliers for removing deep hooks. A pair of hook cutters. Sometimes you get a fish that's hooked in such a way that you can't get the hook out without cutting it, and rather than stress the fish by keeping it out of the water for too long, cut the hook and yeah, send the fish on its way. And this is another hook removal tool from the agitator range. I quite like this one actually, especially for smaller flies, but as an absolute minimum, these two are what I get. These are on the agitator range and they're available from Wychwood retailers. Right, so we're into a fish. We've had a bit of a slow period. 30 foot of water, soft take. Not too sure what this is yet. I'm going to guess a pike, but I think if it's a Zander, it's quite a big one. This is why we need strong gear for this. Big fish, I think. This is a pike, I reckon. If this is a Zander, I think we got something special on here, and my gut tells me this is a pike. Should see it in a sec. That's going. Pulled in a bit too much line to get this on the reel at the moment, but so see if we can gather some of this line here. That's better. You get a big fish like this, it's normally better to try and get them on the reel, avoid stepping on line. I personally don't really use line trays, to say I tend to bash my hands into them. Yeah, big net. Big fish. Should see it soon. Yeah, it's a big pike. Got an ID. Big 20, that is. Look at that. That's why we come to these places. So we'll sort of get this fish unhooked, get it weighed, and we'll show you what it weighs and stuff. Right, 28 pound, 9 ounces of Graffin pike. In the winter, this fish should be well over 30 pounds. Now, I'll talk about this fish a bit more in a bit, but priority now is getting her back. Well, how about that? 28 pound, 9 ounce pike. What an awesome scrap that gave. Swam back strong, kept it in the water for a long time, minimal time out of the water, gave it enough time to recover, and she powered away. These fish do well in these deep, cool waters. So yeah, absolutely over the moon with that fish. Actually grabbed quite a small fly. That's about a 5.5 ounce deceiver, that more Zander size, but you never know what's going to take it, and hence using strong tackle. 25-pound line and 9-weight rod might sound heavy for Zander, but I want to be able to land a big fish like that if I hook one. So I think we'll go do another drift and I'll show you some retrieves that I've used to catch these fish. So let's talk retrieves then. The retrieve I'm about to do here is the standard lock style retrieve, and that last pike that you just saw me catch, that come on this retrieve. Now with lock style, I'm chucking out in front of the drifting boat and I'm letting my line go down. We're in about 28 foot of water here, and on this Sink 7 line, roughly for every foot down I want the line to go, I'll give it 2 seconds. I don't want to go all the way to the bottom though, because there's swan mussel, well there's zebra mussels and everything down here, so yeah, that's not really good for your fly line. So the reason this retrieve is quite effective when the fish are lying really low. So if you're seeing fish on the fish finder really deep down, not very far off the bottom, it's good, because on a sinking line what will happen is your fly will come along the bottom like that, and as it approaches the boat it'll come up and climb, and a lot of fish actually take it on the hang. So normally I'll do a few strips and keep in touch with the line and a steady figure of 8 retrieve once I'm at my depth, making sure that I don't drift over my line, keeping in contact with that fly, keeping the fly moving, a few pulls here and there. You can also strip it quite a bit faster in front of the boat, because depending on the speed that the boat's drifting, your fly might not actually be going as fast as you retrieving the fly. At the end of the cast, give the fly a hang, make sure nothing's coming after it, and cast again. Right, so the next retrieve I'm going to show you is a standard back drifting retrieve. So you cast out your line and you pay out a bit of line and you count it down to your desired depth. So the reason I'm paying out line is because I'm drifting away from where I've chucked my fly. I want my fly to fall with as little resistance as possible. Once I've reached my desired depth, give a few strips just to get the line tight and any slack out of it, and then I'll start a slow but steady figure of 8. So depending on the speed of the drift, will determine how fast I actually retrieve this, because what you need to know is whatever speed your boat's going, in this case it's 0.4 miles an hour, your fly is going to be doing that retrieve. So if you had to just yak it back, your fly is going to be going back at breakneck speed. So for this steady figure of 8, you can put the odd pull here and there, and yeah, it's fishing great. So the benefits of this retrieve, it's unlike when you're fishing lock style. With this, your line will come from bottom to top horizontally through the water. So you cover a load of water columns. This is also a really good retrieve for if the fish are suspended pelagic mid-water. Occasionally you'll get fish 15 foot down and 30 foot of water. This is the retrieve you want to be doing to catch those fish. I keep an eye on the fish finder. I've spotted fish on it before, chucked out behind, counted down exactly to their depth, and nailed them on this retrieve. So yeah, really a good one to have. Some days when it's really windy on here, it's pretty much the only retrieve I can do, because I can't control the line in front of the boat. The Zander I had today was on this retrieve. That was probably about 10 foot off the bottom. So yeah, the back drifting retrieve. This feels like a bit of a Zander, this one. Big fly this time. Changed to a silver flashy deceiver. I think we'll use a smaller net. Just see. Okay. You can see it's actually been quite a while since we've had a fish, so yeah. Such good fighters. Yeah, it is a Zander. We have it. It's taken a 9-inch fly, that, so they're not afraid to take big flies, these Zander. So we're at the end of the session now. It's been a relatively tough day. We've had to work quite hard for bites, but the bites when they've come have been really, really good. Good 20-pound plus pike. Our cameraman Tony actually caught a awesome pike today as well. I think that was 20 pound 8 ounces. Absolutely superb fish. And yeah, the Zander have been a little bit finicky. I've actually lost 3 or 4 fish, had a lot of spells of without many bites, but later on I've changed to a bigger fly. It's about an 8-inch flashy fly, and I've been rewarded with a lovely Zander. I'll just show you this fish now quickly for the camera. There we go. It's a nice fish. I'd say about 7 pounds. And what a lovely way to end the session. Just powered off there. They're really full of energy at this time of year. So if you ever find yourself on a big deep water reservoir like this, give these tactics a try.